Hello, thanks for tuning in. Stuart here, the classical record collector, seller as well. My website, lpclassical.co.uk. Now, I've been out today wandering around charity shops, mainly because the weather was lovely and I decided rather than sit in and work in the afternoon, I would go out and have a nice walk, try and do something productive, and then work in the evening when it's dark. Sort of makes sense, doesn't it? Okay, well, that's one of the benefits of being self-employed. I can do that. If you're doing a 9 to 5 office job, my commiserations. So then, I managed to buy some records, quite surprisingly, in fact. I visited probably about 7 charity shops, and I think 5 of them had records, and I bought records from 2 of them. Most of them came from one shop, and then I bought 3 from another. They're all 50 pence each, which was quite refreshing to go into charity shops and find records at 50 pence each. So without further ado, let's just go through and see what I've bought. Nothing that is going to really sort of grab you and surprise you and make you incredibly glad that you watched this video, but nevertheless, let's see what I got. Bear in mind, most of these I wouldn't have bought on eBay. You know that when I buy on eBay, I try to buy really interesting items. But when you're faced with sort of good quality records at 50 pence each, what can you do but buy them, even if you've got them? So here we are, here's the first of them. This is quite a common classics for pleasure. Always nice to see though, Mozart Concerto for Piano and Orchestra K467, nicknamed Elvira Madigan because it was used as a soundtrack for a Swedish film of that name in the 70s. It's also got the excellent Eine kleine Nachtmusik K525. I mean, that piece gets a lot of stick. I don't know why. I think it's an excellent piece, really worth listening to, not just the first movement, but the whole thing. It's a lovely piece of music. I hope you'll agree with me. And this has got Maura Limpini playing the piano. I think it's from the famous recording that she did in the late 50s, which I don't think they released as a stereo. It went out as a mono, paired with another Mozart concerto, and it was quite a famous record when it came out. So there we are. I've checked the condition on that one. It's in excellent condition. And that's the first of them. Here's the next one. Quite a few CFPs, but I've got absolutely nothing against CFPs. They're mostly really good. A lot of them are actually original recordings. So anyway, yeah, there's the excellent Mozart horn concertos with James Brown playing the horn and Arthur Davison conducting the virtuosi of England. This one is in absolutely superb condition. It was in a sort of plastic pocket. I had trouble getting it out. And when I got it out, I saw that the jacket is in virtually mint condition and the record is in superb condition as well. So for 50 pence, you can't say no really, can you? All right, here's a non-classical record, The Sound of Bread. You know, it's in superb condition, 50 pence. I couldn't really refuse that. I do listen to some pop, not a lot, but it's mostly classical for me. Here we are, the great Alfred Brendel playing a pair of Beethoven piano sonatas. There we are on Philips. That is actually a Dutch pressing, so really good to have that one. I don't think I've ever had that before. It's got 2 sonatas on it, Les Adieux and Hammerklavier. So yeah, that one's really great to have. Superb condition as well. I mean, the jacket is absolutely, you know, virtually mint condition. It's quite surprising actually, because a lot of these records in super condition, they were mixed in with some pop records that were in absolutely appalling condition. But anyway, let's keep going. This is a digital Deutsche Grammophon, Herbert von Karajan conducting the Berlin Philharmoniker, and it's just really a selection of pieces, Johann Strauss, the Blue Danube, etc. Die Fledermaus Overture, quite a good record actually. So Karajan recorded the Blue Danube Waltz on a famous record, and I believe that Stanley Kubrick used it for his film 2001. That actual, but not this one. This is the 80s pressing, German pressing. Here we have Elgar with Schulte conducting. This is a Dutch pressing. Well, I'm not too bothered about Dutch. I mean, actually, the Dutch pressings on Decca are still quite good, I think, but collectors tend to prefer the UK pressings, of course. So here we are. And that one again was 50p in excellent condition. I think out of the two Elgar symphonies, I actually prefer the first to the second. I don't really like the second very much, but I think the first is a great symphony. Another one here, we've got Maurice Ravel, we've got Bolero, La Valse, and Le Tombeau de Couperin, and Pavane pour un enfant défunt. I'm not sure if that's a correct pronunciation, but anyway, that's high tint conducting. That is also a Dutch pressing, excellent condition. That all these 50p. I think you'll understand why I took these, even though there's nothing terribly exciting here. I suppose they're all fairly run of the mill, but I sort of regard it as a responsibility. If I see records like this in a shop going at a low price, I want to somehow get hold of them and preserve them for posterity, I suppose. And here we are. So this one is Dvorak Symphony No. 8, Colin Davis. I think that one is also possibly a Dutch pressing. Let's have a look. Yes, it is. It's got a lovely picture on the front. I'm not too sure who the artist is, but it's a lovely picture. Who is it? Here we are. View of a Town on a River by Jan van Goyen. So yeah, lovely artwork on that. That's one of the advantages, of course, of LPs. They're a good size. You can get really beautiful artwork. You know, when you pick a CD up, it's not really, there's hardly any space there to make it look good. So there we are. We've got Paganini, Salvatore Accardo playing Paganini's magnificent Violin Concerto No. 1. And if you don't know the Paganini Violin Concertos, my advice is have a listen to the Concerto No. 1. Don't listen to any of the others. The Concerto No. 1 is the best of the whole lot by quite a long way. Some of you will probably disagree with me, but it really is a magnificent work. And I mean, it's a very showy piece, as you would imagine with Paganini, but I mean the violin part is just absolutely stunning in this. I've not heard this performance. And what else have we got on the second side? We've got another piece. It says here variations on a theme by Franz Xavier Zussmayer, so Mozart's pupil. So yeah, I've never heard that. I'll have to have a listen to that. So yeah, I think this is a German pressing as well. Let's have a look. Yep, made in Germany. It's a good one. I'm actually quite pleased with that. Yeah, for 50p, I think that's probably the best one, the one that pleased me the most out of the whole lot. As you'll see some more, here we are. We've got Bach double concerto, two violins, Hugh Bean and Kenneth Silito. I'm familiar with Hugh Bean, but I'm not familiar with Silito. It's a Virtuosi of England conducted by Arthur Davison. So we've got the double concerto in D minor, concerto in A minor, and concerto in E major. All the great works for violin and orchestra that have survived. Unfortunately, I believe that Bach wrote more for violin and orchestra. They didn't survive. Terrible loss to posterity. Absolutely tragic loss, given the quality of what did survive. Okay, well here's an odd one which I probably wouldn't think I would buy, but the soundtrack to Evita. It's one record. I think it's the original. Let's have a look. Original London cast recording. Yeah, let's have a look. David Essex, Elaine Page, Joss Ackland. Yeah, so I found that was worth having. There was another Evita in there actually, but it was in poor condition, and I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw this in good condition, beautiful condition. It's a gatefold. So there we are. You can look inside it. That's worth having for 50p, definitely. And then we've got, with these two, we got Rubinstein, the Nocturnes, Vol 1 and Vol 2. I mean, I can't believe I see that in a charity shop. Can you? Both in absolutely superb condition, RCA. I mean, you might find one but not the other, but to find two of them in the charity shop at 50p a piece is absolutely fabulous. There we are. I mean, there we are. I mean, what can you say? You must admit, I've not had a bad day. Had a nice walk, and I picked up some fairly good records, at a really good price. Okay, thanks a lot. Let me know what you think of those. Bye for now.